Hello guys, welcome back to Cricbuzz Live. Yes, this still is the mid-match show. It's been that kind of a day, start and stop because of the rain. But the good thing is there was no stopping Rohit's form. His 57 have helped India reach 171 runs in their 20 overs. Suryakumar Yadav getting 47, Hardik getting 23. Chris Jordan getting 3 for 37. Adil Rashid got that 1 wicket. We are back here at Cricbuzz Live. I've got Zach and Michael with me, still all charged up with lots of coffee, lots of ice cream, lots of food. That's what's kept us going, but also the cricket that's kept us going. A little annoying when it start and stop, but Zach, Michael, when you talk about the innings progression, which we'll have a look at, it felt like there was just a constant speed. It was only the 16th or 20th where we see the run rate go to 10.6. But otherwise, it just felt like a constant speed, Zach.
Well, if you look at how the pitch is also playing, the slowing down of the pitch is something which was expected and it has turned out that way. I think the new ball is going to be very, very crucial for batting team as well. It's something which right now England will be thinking of very hard, and they got to come out firing all the 6 cylinders in that first 6 overs for sure, because those runs are going to be very crucial. If they're falling behind at that stage, it'll be very tricky, and that's the progression which you've seen right now from the Indian team as well. When set batters were batting, Surya and Rohit, it was a different game. But as soon as they got out, the scoring rate was affected then and there straight away. So I think that is going to be the case here. Set batters batting through is something which can make the difference. But by the look of it, looks like this total is a formidable total on this pitch.
You know, Michael, just like Zach said, when Surya and Rohit was set, they looked very good. But 124 when Surya fell, I think it was 15.4 when he got out. One would have imagined that they would have accelerated, gone into 6th gear, because we know that the power hitters that India have. But we didn't quite see that. Were you surprised with India's approach?
No, I think India will be delighted with that score. I mean, I think it's a slow wicket. I think there's a lot of low bounce. There's a bit of spin there. So I think it's a perfect bowling pitch for an Indian attack that are pretty much used to bowling on these kind of surfaces. You always want more. When you bat 30, you always want 20, 30 more. I think if Suryakumar had have stayed another 2 or 3 overs, if that ball had gone for 6 off Jofra Archer rather than being caught on the edge, India probably would have got 190. But I think that's a very, very competitive total. I just think it's a pitch that will get harder and harder to hit on. And as Zach says, the first 6 for England, when they get the chance to bat in a few minutes' time, they're going to have to strike, because you certainly need to get ahead of the trend in that power play before it will get trickier and trickier as the game goes on, because I've never known a pitch get quicker. It only ever gets slower, and I think it'll get a little bit harder to hit down the back end. So England are going to have to come out the traps very, very quickly.
Zach, India lost Virat and Pant pretty early, but it was thanks to what Rohit Sharma and Suryakumar Yadav did. The 73-run partnership that they stitched together kind of helped India reach this total. Yeah,
I did touch upon the fact that, you look at the batting lineup, you look at the intent which was the plan from the Indian team. You wanted 2 guys to step up, and for India, today, the 2 guys were Rohit and Surya, and this partnership was the crucial partnership at that stage. Rohit continuing with his form from the previous innings against Australia. He's getting better and better, so that's great news. And Surya playing those sweep shots, putting bowlers under pressure, and that 6-over point, I don't know how he does that. But yeah, that was a great innings as well. Him not getting out at that stage would have made the difference of 20 runs, which would have strengthened India's position even further in this game. But this partnership was a brilliant one.
But Michael, just seeing, like Zach said, Rohit getting better. He got that 92, and then now he gets his 57 as the captain leading from the front. Rubs off onto the other players, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's playing great. I mean, I just look back to that chance, Phil Salt at backward point. Yeah, it's a tough one. It goes quite quick. But if I look at England throughout the World Cup, they have dropped some chances. I look at fielding as a big play in T20 cricket, and to drop Rohit at that stage, I think that could have made a big, big difference to the Indian innings. He's playing great. He's got this intent. He's got this approach that he wants his team to play. And he's leading by basically going out there and doing it himself. So everyone else has to follow, because I can clearly see that Rohit has sat the team up. This is the way that we're playing T20 cricket. This is the way that we're going to go out of business. We saw that in the 50-over World Cup. That's the way India play. And to have the captain at the top scoring runs, it makes a huge impact, because he can hit all types of bowlers. Hits the paces, and as soon as the spin comes on, he's just got the ability to strike boundaries as well. So that partnership, I put it actually on X. I think the partnership of Suryakumar and Rohit, it could be a match-winning partnership.
Well, you spoke about Surya as well. Zach, we spoke about him in the pre-match show. Again, a very mature innings, because he came in, second ball, I think it was a 4, and then he hit a 6. And then there was just a little lull period where he said that let things settle down around him. And then again, he accelerated, a strike rate of 130.
Yeah, the fact that Rohit was batting with him and he was the aggressor in that partnership, so that takes the pressure off Surya. He could take his time at that stage just to get his innings going. And also, don't forget, there was a stop and start as well around that time. It looked like, at that stage, maybe the rain had come to rescue England from that tempo which was set by these two batters. Straight away after the rain break, Josh Buttler bringing in Livingston just to get his overs through. He was having a good day, so he continued with that, that kind of approach. Otherwise, you wouldn't have seen Livingston bowling at that stage. The pressure was too much at that stage on England. But it was all because of Surya and Rohit batting together at that stage, and Rohit actually taking pressure off Surya at that stage for him to get his innings going, and Surya played brilliantly as soon as he got in. You could see the way he was choosing his shots. You could see Adil Rashid feeling that pressure, not able to counter that sweep shot of Surya, and in that process, even though the pitch is assisting, thinking that he has to go fuller because he doesn't want Surya to get under to play from the length, those sweep shots. So that kind of pressure was put by Surya on England bowlers in that phase.
Well, Michael, this is something that you had called yesterday. You said that if you attack Adil Rashid, that's the only way you go about things, and Surya did exactly that.
Yeah, I always think Adil Rashid's first over is the key to his spells. If you obviously attack him in that first over, it puts him under pressure, and he's always kind of playing catch-up. Because he's the linchpin for England. He knows that he's the standout spinner. He's like the controller of that middle of the fielding innings for Jos Buttler, and India played him beautifully. They managed to hit him for a couple of boundaries. There was a bit of a fumble by Jofra on the boundary, which gave them a nice 4 in that first over. And you'd expect India to play Adil Rashid probably the best of all the teams, because they play so much spin. But whether it was one of their tactics to go after Adil Rashid in that first over, only Rohit Sharma and his team will know. But I do know, I'm watching England a lot, is if you can get Adil Rashid, particularly in his first over, you find that he doesn't have quite the day. If he starts well and he gets a wicket and he goes for only 3 or 4 in that first, you feel he's always going to have a great day out.
Well, when you speak about tactics, a tactic that I didn't quite understand is, why did Shivam Dube come in so late? Did that surprise you all, or did you all think there was some tactic behind it which I don't know, which I couldn't see?
Well, I think sending Hardik up was a good tactical move because he's the man in form. The kind of power he has, he can really do the damage there. But followed up with Ravindra Jadeja, that was something which was made everyone curious. That why was that happening? Because we did speak about Shivam Dube having that ability of taking spinners on, and at that stage, maybe if he was in his innings and have some lusty blows out there, suddenly you are looking at 12-15 runs difference. That's the difference you're talking about. That is something which only the Indian camp will be able to answer that. But that was interesting choice at that stage. Sending Hardik was a good choice though. But after that, maybe Shivam Dube could have walked in.
Well, Michael said that Ravindra Jadeja plays very well against England, so is probably that the reason you think?
It could be. You do have your teams that you play well against, and I just look at Jadeja, and he just always seems to do it against him, whether it's 50-over Test cricket, T20 cricket. The rockstar generally always produces some magic. But when you think of Shivam Dube, he was picked to hit spin, and I thought he would have come in as soon as the spinners were kind of on in that middle part of the innings. But I still think India have got a tremendous total. I don't think you can really complain too much. They've got a very, very competitive score on the board.
Well, Michael, we'll look at the bowling card and see if you have anything to complain about there. Pretty much everyone chipping in with the wickets except for Livingston, who bowled an economical spell. But Jordan getting 3 again, gave away those 3 sixes, but he did get those 3 wickets.
Yeah, I'm just looking at 62 from 5 overs, Sam Curran and Chris Jordan. That is a huge amount of runs on this kind of surface. You know, on a flat wicket in the IPL. It's not too bad, but on this kind of pitch, I'm looking at around 7.5s, 7.5s that you should be able to go for on this kind of surface. And those 2 seamers, Chris Jordan down the back, and yeah, he gets 3 wickets, but I think it's quite a difficult one for the seamers because you don't want to go Yorker on this kind of, so you're kind of bowling into length. And I think of all the teams in the world, the Indian players are brilliant at hitting about a knee-high bouncing ball for 6. We saw Hardik hit 2 sixes off Chris Jordan flat. You know, it's an amazing skill to be able to kind of hit and get the power of a ball that's on and bouncing this high. I don't see many players. Josh Buttler can do it. Josh Buttler can play those kind of shots. There's not many others in the England side that can hit that. Maybe Livingston down the back end. But, yeah, I just looked at those 2 seamers. I thought everyone else was fantastic. Sam Curran's first over gets Rishabh Pant, so that was a good start. But when you're seeing 62 off 5 overs on that kind of pitch, that's probably where England might have just lost it a little bit.
Well, I might tell you that none of us have lost it in our prediction game. So let's just give ourselves a round of applause because we've all won. Not only here, even in the Hindi studios, there were a lot of winners today. So let's go for it again and get in our guesses for the power play.
Okay, power play. I'm going actually a little high this time. Maybe 50?
50.
I was thinking a bit higher if England wants to win this.
Yeah, they want to win it, but it's just whether they can.
Whether they can.
I'm going to go 45.
Ooh.
Going lower.
45-50, I'm going to go 53.
50,
I think that they'll go for the attack, and we've seen Buttler.
See,
I'm not saying how many wickets they'll lose.
Yeah, I think they might lose a couple of wickets. You see, that's why I'm going 45.
But that's the game, yeah. I think they got to show that intent, and that's what they will try and do.
Yes.
So even they're risking wickets, it's fine, but they'll want to get there.
Well, Arshdeep's already there finding some movement, so we should make some movement outside because they're out on the field. We'll give you all the updates at the 10 over point, so do join us there.